Hey all, my name's Michael, welcome to the channel, and we're going to be getting into some 4chan stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Now, let's begin. Be me. Dylan, 30, run small accounting firm from converted garage. Been with the girlfriend Autumn for 5 years, engaged for 8 months. She works at Crystal Shop downtown, makes $12 an hour selling rocks to hippies. Relationship comfortable like old furniture, not exciting but functional. Wedding planning became my personal Vietnam War. Every decision requires committee meeting with her sister's coven. My business finally profitable after years of struggle. Autumn's uncle Gerald owns 3 restaurants, my anchor client. Handles all their bookkeeping, payroll, tax prep, brings in 70% of my revenue plus regular referrals. Also, co-signed a lease on our duplex after my credit got wrecked. Basically my financial lifeline disguised as future in-law. Autumn goes through phases like changing weather patterns, started with veganism, then raw veganism, then breatharianism. Tried to convince me sunlight provides adequate nutrition, moved on to essential oils phase, apartment smelled like eucalyptus factory explosion. Current obsession, spiritual enlightenment through ayahuasca ceremonies. Spending weekends with shaman named Kevin who drives Toyota Prius. Sex life became a ceremonial obligation performed during lunar cycles. She insists on burning sage before intimacy. Wants to align our chakras before any physical contact. Bedroom looks like metaphysical supply store inventory. Crystals arranged around bed for energy optimization. I'm having relations with modern-day witch doctor apprentice. One evening, she returns from weekend retreat looking transformed. Pupils dilated like she stared at solar eclipse. Speaking in whispers about profound realizations and ego death experiences. Dylan, I've discovered truth about conventional relationships. Monogamy is patriarchal construct designed to suppress feminine divine energy. MFW, she sounds like sociology textbook written by someone on mushrooms. Explains new philosophy about sacred sexuality and love without ownership. Traditional marriage is energetic prison for evolved souls. We need to explore tantric connections with multiple consciousness vessels. Think of it as expanding our love frequency rather than limiting it. Translation, wants to sleep around using spiritual jargon as justification. Probably already has someone picked out for consciousness expansion. Internally processing this information while she burns more sage. Engagement already felt like slow motion car accident. This gives me diplomatic exit strategy without seeming like villain. Can frame breakup as spiritual incompatibility rather than abandonment. Uncle Gerald might understand philosophical differences better than cold rejection. Tell her I need meditation time to process this paradigm shift. Spend week researching polyamory, open relationships, tantric sexuality, mostly horror stories of jealousy, STDs, and emotional manipulation. But also realize this could be perfect escape hatch from doomed engagement. Let her believe she's converting me to higher consciousness. Agree to explore expanded love consciousness after week of fake contemplation. She literally starts crying tears of joy like I agreed to donate kidney. Insists on creating sacred agreements for our journey of discovery. Complete transparency about all energetic exchanges. Protection of physical vessels at all times. Preservation of our primary soul bond. No ego-driven jealousy or possessiveness. Every single rule violated within fortnight. She immediately begins connecting with fellow seeker named River. He's 35, unemployed, lives in converted van behind yoga studio. Claims to be digital nomad, but mostly sells handmade jewelry at farmers markets. Has man bun and unironically uses words like namaste in casual conversation. Basically everything I'm not spiritually, which was obviously intentional. Autumn starts spending entire weekends at consciousness expansion workshops. Returns home glowing like she discovered electricity. Humming mantras in ancient languages she doesn't understand. Takes 2-hour baths with expensive bath salts for energy cleansing. Apartment smells like patchouli and regret. But still cooks organic meals and asks about my day. Meanwhile, I create dating profiles for research purposes, match with librarian who collects rare books, go on coffee date with veterinary technician. Third woman was professional astrologer who read my palm. None particularly exciting, but helps normalize unusual living situation. Sleeping with astrologer made Autumn's spiritual adventures less concerning. Months pass while Autumn juggles River plus rotating spiritual partners. I focus on expanding client base to reduce Gerald dependency, network aggressively at business association meetings, land contracts with local medical practice and law firm, revenue diversification plan gradually gaining momentum, financial independence within sight if I play cards right. Autumn becomes increasingly committed to spiritual polyamory lifestyle. Starts hosting monthly gatherings for a conscious relationship community. Our living room becomes a meeting space for local poly-curious seekers. I'm introduced as primary partner rather than fiancé. Apparently, engagement ring now represents energetic commitment, not marriage promise. Wedding planning conversations completely abandoned. Disaster strikes during month 4. Autumn contracts hepatitis from festival encounter. Not River, some random guy from Burning Man regional event. Has to inform entire network of consciousness partners about exposure. I get blood work done, fortunately test negative. I dodged STD from relationship I'm actively trying to escape. Expensive medical consultations and awkward conversations with doctor. Autumn has emotional breakdown about violating sacred trust. Promises to be more careful about vessel protection protocols. This was universe teaching me lesson about conscious partner selection. I'm drinking green tea while processing girlfriend's festival hookup consequences. Realize spiritual polyamory just as messy as regular cheating, possibly worse. Around month 6, River starts making territorial moves, wants exclusive access to Autumn during certain moon phases, gets upset when she dates other seekers or spends time with me, starts leaving passive-aggressive notes about authentic spiritual connections. Autumn stressed about managing his wounded masculine energy. Ironic since polyamory supposedly eliminates jealousy and possession. Business expansion finally generating results. Signed 2 major clients completely independent of Gerald's network. Revenue split now 50% Uncle Gerald, 50% other sources. Still financially vulnerable, but less catastrophically dependent. Start researching bachelor apartments and calculating solo living costs. Exit strategy becoming more feasible each quarter. Autumn grows increasingly distant and ethereal, spends more nights at River's van than our shared bed, conversations limited to spiritual platitudes and bill discussions. She's clearly developing deeper soul connection with van-dwelling jewelry maker, while I'm just guy who handles mundane material plane responsibilities, relationship reduced to business partnership with shared meditation cushions. Nuclear revelation occurs during full moon ceremony at our apartment. Autumn announces to gathered seekers that she's achieved divine pregnancy. Universe has blessed me with sacred child from multiple father energies. She's been having unprotected tantric unions with 3 different partners. Paternity completely unknown, but she considers this spiritually perfect. Wants entire community to co-parent as conscious collective. MFW spiritual polyamory graduation involves mystical pregnancy announcement. She expects me to embrace role as spiritual father regardless of biology. We're all connected through universal love energy anyway. DNA testing would diminish sacred nature of this gift. This transcends reasonable into completely unhinged territory. Tell gathered seekers I need private meditation time to process revelation. Secretly accelerate escape planning while pretending to consider cosmic co-parenting. Update professional credentials, contact business development consultants, research office space rentals and equipment financing options, calculate minimum client portfolio needed for complete independence. Realize I can probably retain Gerald's business if handled diplomatically. Paternity uncertainty resolves when River claims divine parenthood. He initially embraces cosmic fatherhood concept enthusiastically, then reality sets in about actual child care responsibilities. I received a vision that we should raise child in natural environment. Translation, wants Autumn to move into his van for authentic parenting experience. Apparently, spiritual awakening doesn't include steady income planning. River gives Autumn ultimatum about choosing authentic path. Either commit fully to van life spiritual parenting or lose them forever. Material possessions are anchoring your consciousness to lower vibrations. She must abandon apartment, job, and relationship with me to achieve true liberation from societal programming. Apparently, my accounting services represent spiritual oppression. Autumn comes home that evening with decision already crystallized, gives lengthy speech about following soul's calling toward higher purpose. You've been so understanding about my spiritual evolution, Dylan. But River and I are creating something transcendent together. I hope you can support my journey even if we're on different paths. I nod supportively while internally celebrating perfect timing. Help her pack crystals and spiritual books without drama. Maintain narrative that we're evolved souls making conscious choices. I want you to find your authentic happiness, Autumn. Van life with River sounds like amazing adventure. Uncle Gerald texts asking if engagement is off, confirms business relationship continues. Apparently, he never approved of his niece's spiritual phase anyway. Autumn moves into River's converted van to start enlightened family life. Lasts exactly 6 weeks before harsh realities intrude. Morning sickness, cramped van, no bathroom facilities equals constant misery. River starts spending days away, channeling creative energy. Abandons pregnant girlfriend in Walmart parking lot regularly. 2 months later, River disappears entirely during music festival. Leaves her stranded with dead van battery and maxed out credit cards. Apparently received a spiritual download that fatherhood would limit his consciousness expansion. Changes phone number and drives to Oregon for Vision Quest. Cosmic abandonment disguised as spiritual journey. Hear through mutual acquaintances that Autumn moved back with her parents. No job, no van, no enlightened partner, 6 months pregnant. Parents making pointed comments about grounded decision making. Uncle Gerald mentions family stress, but continues sending accounting work. I express appropriate concern while securing additional business clients. 8 months post-breakup, operating from professional office downtown. Client roster includes 6 major accounts plus Gerald's restaurants. Dating normally without spiritual complications or chakra alignments. Eating regular food in peaceful apartment without sage smoke. Best decision I never consciously planned to make. Autumn texts occasionally about karmic lessons and soul growth. Politely acknowledge her messages while maintaining boundaries. She's probably realizing material plane has practical requirements. But I've moved forward into simpler, more honest lifestyle. No regrets about letting spiritual awakening experiment self-destruct. Learned important lesson about relationship extraction strategies. Sometimes optimal move is letting partner think they're making enlightened choices. Spiritual polyamory provided excellent cover for mutual separation. Preserved business connections while escaping increasingly unstable situation. Everyone received what they believed they wanted, just not as expected. She wanted cosmic consciousness and got single motherhood in parents' basement. I wanted business independence and got thriving accounting practice. River wanted spiritual freedom and got interstate warrant for child support. Expanded love consciousness was actually traditional breakup with extra steps. MFW sometimes enlightenment means watching other people learn hard lessons.